Welcome back, guys. Just thought I'd give another update on the Impala. So I did get a hood for it. It's not the most perfectest hood on the planet, but it is a solid, not dented, all the chrome and fanciness on it. And I also acquired a trunk lid for it. I've got it tarped, because of antenna holes and trunk seals and things like that not being good. But look at that. Nice, big, long, wide trunk lid. I did also find that I've got all the trim and everything. I got all the wiring taken care of, all the lights hung and ready to go. And I did find this tail bar here is available for 80 bucks. Nice, easy little tack in down there. Just tack it into place and clean up that rust there, and that pretty much eliminates the only rusty spot on the body. So there's that. But I also cleaned her out and did some wiring. Now I don't have hood hinges yet. I'm gonna go get those from Chris. I guess I can kind of raise the hood up, because I do have some of the wiring ran, all the headlight wiring, and the engine harness is laying there. So I got that all ready. And but I did get it cleaned out, shy of a vacuum. I still need to run a vacuum across the old girl, but you can see all the floorboards and their solidarity. Everything's pretty good. There's a couple. There's one hole in that floorboard right there. Easy little patch. No rot in the seats. I did move all that junk around. It looks like there might be a spot of rot right there, but no, she's pretty solid. Pretty good to go. I got to get the dash painted black because it's this awful lowrider blue crap. But as you can see, I have all the wiring running there. Chris has got a steering column for me, and I've got to undo whatever this garbage here is, whatever is going on here. Not entirely sure. Somebody's riveted some garbage ass small patch panel that ends right here. I don't know why. But I gotta see where my NV3500 is gonna line up. If it lines up in this general, it should line up across here. So that should, I'll have to cut out that that patch that they stuck in on the bottom. It looks like this was, if I remember correctly when I looked it up, when I looked up the VIN, this was a factory 4-speed on the floor car. This was a sport. It is a sport coupe, not the super sport. 327 4-speed. All the clutch pedal stuff is still in the car, but somebody, as you can see, attempted to convert it over to automatic, and that just, I don't know, I'm not sticking with that. All the clutch pedal assembly crap is still down here on the frame, outside of the body. And I have a piece, I have that. I don't really know what that is. So, whatever that bar is right there, I don't know what that is. But you can see where they modified the clutch pedal crap up there. Whatever. Thought, vroom vroom. But I've got, I believe, from factory, see, because that's rolled, it's not a hard. Anyway, from factory, the shifter kind of sat off to the side there a little bit, especially with the console. console. Why did I say it like that? Console. I don't know. But it did kind of sit off to the side a little bit, so I feel like there was probably some factoriness to whatever's underneath this shit that is riveted in for the automatic conversion, I guess. I don't know. I've got everything wired up and ran for the most part, all the radio wires there. I don't know where this door jamb switch over here, I don't know what it plugs into yet. I gotta find a wiring schematic. There we go, sorry. I mean, it fits into there. And that's the only wire that is long enough to go over there, but I don't know, I gotta find a schematic so I can figure out what all it is. But that's it. I got this stupid spring out of the rubber. Gross. Oh, but anywho, the main update for the Impala today is the 350 and NV 3500 that I pulled yesterday. Obviously, it's going to have I've got a brand new 1406 electric choke Edelbrock carb. It's a 600 CFM, I think. Obviously it's going to have the dual plane intake and carb up here on top and an HE distributor back here, which is actually in the back there. I have some shorty header pipes in there too. But there's the NV 3500 with a hydraulic clutch, which means that the clutch pedal assembly out of this guy, which is right here, right here. Can't see, I can't turn the flashlight on, stupid iPhone. It's right here, so I've got to try to make that work in the Impala somehow. Big old beast, 143,000 miles on that 350. But anyway, that clutch pedal here has got to go into the Impala. And obviously I've got, my shifter and boot and bolts, and there's the floor boots. Boots. Oh, there's a flashlight, look at that. I honestly haven't even looked at. I know how it mounts there. If you see right where the beam's at next to that nut is not part of the master, I don't think, because there's not one. Oh, there is one on the other side. So maybe that is how it mounts. So I'll probably just have to take a hole saw to the Impala and mount the old pedal up, because it's not attached. Luckily here in the truck, it's not attached to the brake pedal over here. It's actually attached to its own bracketry there on the master. So, that being said, I don't know if that gives you a better view, but that being said, I should be able to just move this clutch pedal right over to the car, and then I'll have to try to get the wide pedal off of the car and maybe steal this one to put on it. That way it's got the skinny pedal. Yeah, I need a pedal rubber, apparently. But other than that, I don't think I need or want anything else off of this truck. So next weekend, me and my buddy Todd are going to be taking the body off of the frame here, and it's going to be sitting there where the truck is, and the body's going to get jacked up and set on jack stands, and the frame's going to be pulled out, and I'm going to clean up the frame. There's no repair work needed done on it. It's surface rust like any frame. Clean it up, spray it black, run all new brake lines, and I'm going to set the motor and trans on it. And this cross member here, I'm hoping that the car's original cross member back there will line up with the transmission. If it does, cool. Otherwise, I am removing the cross member from the truck just in case that I have to, for any reason, I have to try to make it work with the car. Now, the car's got the 2 holes on the cross member, and they actually mount out to those 2 holes there. It lines up pretty well. So depending on where the motor sits, which I guess I could do with a tape measure as far as where the motor mounts are down there, take off the front plate of this motor mount, the inside of it, and measure to back there, and then measure to the outside of the front plate of the motor mount in there, because obviously this motor mount sits over that one, and go to back there. And if it comes out to be the same, then I'll know that it'll line up right. And I may not need the cross member out of the truck. Obviously, I gotta keep the drive shaft too. It's laying up here in the bed because, you know, your slip yoke and everything. But that's the update on the Impala right now. Chris has got me a whole list of stuff over here actually that I need for the for the car. So Chris has got me hood hinges, hood latch, the ashtray, a lock set, which is the ignition, doors, trunk, and glove box, the glove box liner and the latch, the little foam rubber vinyl dash pad thing that the cluster goes into, and then the pad itself goes into the dash. He's got all the, let's see, he says trunk moldings, the longs are $60 each. That's what he wants for them. And then the curves around the tail lights, $90 for all 4 pieces of the SS set. And then the steering column and steering wheel and everything. He's got that for me as well. So I've got my little list here, whatever. Some money floating. But I gotta go see Chris on Monday. So that will at least get me. Everything on that list is what I'm missing from this car, minus 2 front buckets and a center console. Those are the only 2 things that I'm missing from this car that I'm not. I mean, I don't even know. I probably have what I got in the damn car just in those 2 seats in the console. You know how them guys are. I gotta find either a parts car or somebody that doesn't know what they are, don't care what they are. Stick some Chevy truck seats in there. Buy the console, put some truck seats in there, and maybe buy the seats one at a time or something later on down the road. I don't know, but that's all I'm missing from the car. That and the exterior chrome, which is on that list too. All of this, you know, the piece that goes all the way down there, and then you got your piece that goes all the way down right here on this bottom lip. He's got those for me as well for pretty cheap, actually, used pieces of chrome. But I've got some 18-inch railers I'm sticking on the car. So it is what it is. I will need to replace this left front fender because there's some Bondo there, and then there's some rust like right there where my finger is. I don't even really want to mess with that fender. It's just going to come off, get replaced. I've got all my bumpers and my new inner fender wells and things underneath this tarp, except for the rear bumper. It's not under the tarp, but that's what it is, and that's where it's at. And I might be missing. No, I've got all those headlight rings, none of the tote in the trunk. It's pretty much all there. So should be able to fire it up, at least buy the key in the next week or 2. Body will be sitting back down on it. I get some body bushings and stuff like that. But that's the update on the car. Big, huge shout out to Junkyard Digs and Thunderhead 289, Kevin and Luke. If you guys even happen to watch this video, you guys are the ones that absolutely made me believe that this was something I could do. I've been a mechanic for a long time, so it wasn't, you know, the fact that I was scared of the work as much as thinking that there was no way I was going to be able to buy a car at a decent price and put it together. But so far I'm doing pretty good on this one. Probably a little higher than you guys normally work, but huge shout out. Thanks, guys, for showing people, that this stuff is still possible, and the older generation doesn't have it all locked out to $1 million to even look at it, because that's about what it seems like anymore. But if any of you guys are interested in, me making a video of pulling the frame out, setting the motor and stuff like that, I'll probably do it anyway. I know there's not very much traction on this stuff yet, but just comment below, I guess. Subscribe, like, comment, and I'll just keep this thing rolling on the build process, and we'll just watch her as she grows. But anyway, peace, guys. Talk to you later.